Should we open it? Okay. So, we've been looking for our next camera for years, but all we could find is this is the best camera for photography, video making, for creators, for travelers. But what we really want is all together in one machine. And I think today is the day, because they just released the Sony a6700 and we're gonna buy it. And hopefully this is going to be the camera of our lives. Let's go spend some money. Oh yeah, before we go home, important information. Kim is going to hate me because I bought the camera, but I also bought a new lens. And she didn't know about it. It's a surprise. Maybe good, maybe bad. And let's go. Traffic is crazy, as always in Sydney. This is the thing about Sydney. You just cannot predict. You know, it's just a big city. Anything can happen anytime. Maybe it's good for 5 minutes, but then after, it's just a lot of cars. Case. I would say, see you. Hello. 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 So, I get it, camera and everything, but look at these creatures. Look at these creatures. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? And here's a big boy. Okie dokie. It is time. Paper. Ah, this is nice. What do we have here? That's the viewfinder. This one is gonna be the battery. There we go. And here goes nothing. Whoa. That feels really, really good. So the grip is much bigger. It's really comfy. I think it's time to turn it on. But first, let's open the lens. If I turn it on, I need the lens anyway. And there we go. And there we go. Get in there. Like this. Let me just grab my sunglasses. Wow, this camera is sick. It's just crazy. What happened here, guys? This camera is pretty much everything. It's for creators, for travelers, for video makers, for photographers, and it's good for the wallet compared to, example, the FX30, which is like plus $400 US. It is truly amazing, and I don't want to talk about the specifications because there are like a lot of videos about that. I want to talk about what this camera means to me, what this camera means to us. Our creativity gonna expand and we're gonna create way more content than before. And we really wanted a flip screen because we never had and we never saw ourselves when we were talking to the camera. So this is so strange. I cannot tell you after 1 hour how good is the camera, but the first impressions are pretty good. I wanted to try this camera for the very first time in North Sydney, where we lived, and North Sydney means so much to us. And if I walk here, it's just so many emotions. I think this is the best place for the first pictures, for the first videos. So it's just so much fun.
It is heavy out. Really nice. I feel like the body itself is a little bit like the lens looks new too, even, huh?
What kind of new buttons we have?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah? Is this a new lens? It is a new lens.
I told you she's gonna hate me.
I was like...
After 2 hours of testing, I realized something. This camera is so different than the Sony a6500, which we had before. We still have as the Sony a6500. So it was a bit overwhelming, you know, new menu, new buttons, scrolls and everything. So obviously I need more time to get used to the camera, but it's just so much fun. With this camera I feel everything is possible. Everything what I imagine, how I want to express feelings and emotions and movements and whatever, I have a feeling that with this camera it's possible. If you are a hybrid shooter as we are, and or you travel a lot, then probably the Sony a6700 is your camera, or the camera of the year, however you want to call. You won't regret it. I'm pretty sure about that. It has 4K, 120 frames per second. Yeah, with a crop, but you know, who cares? It's crazy. It's just an APS-C camera, and 4K 120 FPS is pretty good. It has a real flip screen, which for me, after the Sony a6500, which has like 90 degrees or something, it's so much fun. I can see myself on the display, which is completely new for me. I know full framers, you can laugh, but for me it's completely new. I'm an APS-C guy. We only have this one and that's it. The AI chip is crazy. The autofocus is incredibly good. It has the auto framing mode, which is a pretty big help for creators. It has 10-bit color, which makes also the color grading way better, and you can get way more color out of your footage, and it has so much more. This is why I need more time to discover this machine and to use everything it has to offer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my photography settings as well as the video settings, and I'm going to test this camera for 30 days and I'm going to share my first month impression. So if you want to see that video, then subscribe our channel. It's a big support for us, and see you in 30 days. Say hi to the camera. Yeah, say hi to the camera. Who's a good boy? Who's... Jesus Christ.